Welcome to the last day of week 3. This is day 5, week 3. Total up, we are on day 19. We are well on our way to wrapping this thing up and having our site launched. If we go back over the last week, we've put some stuff together to start really monetizing and making this a professional blog versus just a regular blog site. Today, we're going to go to the probably one of the most common and easy to use tools out there for bringing people into our site, and that's going to be Google AdWords. We've set up earlier, we had set up AdSense was so that other people could place ads on our site. This is so that we could place ads to bring people to our site, readers and people interested in our content or our products. Now we'll start off, you're going to have to set up an account like you do with most of Google stuff. So you should be logged in to your Gmail account, your Google account, the same one that preferably the same one that you set up for AdSense and any of the other Google tools that we've looked at, the search, the webmaster tools. And if you go to adwords.google.com, it's going to bring you to the welcome the first time around. It's going to ask you what your email address is. It's, of course, going to pull that right in. It's going to ask you what your website is. So I'm going to go do, and it can do a www. So I'm just going to do my website. And that's important because that's how the ads are going to tie in. Any of your ads have to go to a website. There's not, with what we're setting up here, you don't have the ability to send it to a phone number or an email address or something like that. So your website's going to be very important. So they sort of walk you through this. This is their AdWords Express. It makes it a little bit easier to understand what you're doing. So what's your goal is I want them to visit my storefront. I'm going to pick that as my goal. If you pick one of the others, it will change a little bit how it directs your ads and the types of ads it sends. So you may want to play around with it a little bit. Of course, once you get through, you can go in and customize stuff. So it will allow you to to tweak ads, which is what you're going to want to do anyways, is you're going to want to run ads. When you get to that point, you'll run ads for a little bit, and then you're going to want to turn around and spend some time, maybe after a week or two, look at how good were they and adjust things like the words, which we will talk about that a little bit here. So I'm going to go ahead and do, I don't really care about location. So I am just going to say a specific country, and I'll end up, I'm going to go here. I'm going to use United States, so I'll just do that. I wonder if I can do continental. No, I can't do that. So I'm just going to go US. So I'll leave it at that. And then you can pick a language. I'm going to go in English. My category is going to be, let's say, entertainment. Actually, let me see if I can do books. I can. I can do books to read. Okay. What specific product is going to be? So I'm going to do that. We'll do that. This is specific, so I want to do it like this. So it's going to do some suggestions. So I'm going to do books, good books to read, reading books, and books online. Let's do those 4. I can't even count today. And so now what you do is you get to see, you're going to put your ad together. So it shows you what it looks like. This is how your ad will appear. So you can do, and you can see here, you get a headline, a second headline, and a description. So I can do, you can see it here. Let's do, so it's not too long, but if it goes too long, you can see here, it's got a word count. And I'm going to go, let's see. And make sure that you do it correctly as far as spelling and grammatically. So, let's do that. Notice here that I've actually gone beyond my limits. I'd have to change this. So I'd have to do like, let's do this. And so notice now, so I'm back there. Clicks on your ad will go to your site, or you can add a landing page. So you could put like in this case, I could do hockeymombook.com/Google and send stuff to there. So I've got a good landing page address. I may also want to go to like say a sign up page for a mailing list, a specific product page. And in particular, when we get further into ads, you'll realize that you can do ads for like every product that you have. So let's say you've got 3 different products. Well, you may want to have, a page, an ad and a landing page that goes for product A, for product B, and for product C. So once I've got that done, if I see how my ad will appear, I can see it's going to look like this, or it's going to look like this on a mobile. If I go to a partner site, I can see it's going to show up like this. We would be a partner site, some of the things that we've shown up. And this would be, of course, in Google search if you click there. So now I get to go done. I can add some images. So if I wanted to add an image, and this is for image ads, they're going to add a little more, they're going to add to your cost. But I'm going to go ahead and let me just do I'll just do a stock image so you can see what it would look like. So here, you're going to see it. Of course, their image doesn't even work right. But you can see it in there, or you can do a logo. And I don't know if I've got here, I'll just do like this one. If I wanted to do a developerpreneur one, and you see it, then it's going to look like, it's not, I guess it's not going to give me it for the logo. Oh, so I have to have a product image as well. So if I go in and do a product image, let me do that. Let me just play around real quickly so we've got an example for you. Now what you'll see is well, for some reason the preview is not working right now. But if you do the learn more, it'll tell you a little bit about ads, showing image ads, and how these things are going to display. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and stay text. And I can add a phone number if I want to. So you can have, I guess they have added that to the Express, so that you can have customers phone directly from your ad. You can put a phone number in there. If you do that, then it's going to show here's where the number would be. Verified calls is going to get more accurate call tracking. It's going to gain insights, and you get
Google Ads customer call.
And you'll get this. Hopefully you heard that. That you'll get a little thing that'll be when the phone call comes through. This will be the prefix to it, basically. So I am going to not bother with that though. And then tell them how much you want to spend on per day on average, and it tells you what your maximum is. So, and you can do it in different dollar types, or I'd say currency types. So it's going to do it by whatever you want to do. I don't know if there's a minimum anymore. But what it is going to do is it's going to show you here, this is where your competitor, based on your words that you've put so far, this is where they typically run. So if I go up here, I'm probably more likely, and you can see here, this is your estimated performance. How many views are you going to get? How many clicks are you going to get? Now that's estimated. So you got to have a good, that's assuming you have a decently good advertising content that you've put together enough to draw them to your site. And clicks are not necessarily going to be sales. That's going to be something we want to look at when we deal with words, that the search terms that we're working with, is you want people to be coming to your site that are searching for that thing. So for mine, if I just do books, that's a pretty costly term. And everybody that's just searching for, let's say, a good book to read, well, if you're looking for fiction, you're automatically not going to do it. So I would probably want to say nonfiction, good book to read. That's what's referred to as long tail searches, is where you start actually getting a little bit more specificity into the search. And those are the ones you really want, because those niches are where you're going to be able to get your cost per advertisement per click down, and your likelihood of a conversion per any given click to increase as well. Because every time Google sends somebody to the site, they're going to charge you some amount of money. You want them to be getting there and be as close to a customer as possible when they get to that point. So once you set it, let's just do like a nice, it's hard to do it from here. So let's just say I do like $5 a day on average. That's my month maximum. And basically what happens is it's going to start putting bids in for placing your advertisement on a search or a site, and other people out there that have ads are essentially running the same thing, and it's going to adjust your bid cost so that you're going to win periodically, other people are going to win periodically, your placement is going to win, going to vary, and we'll see all that on the back end here. And then of course if you win the bid, your ad gets placed, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get charged that. That just means that if somebody clicks on your ad, then you will be charged that amount. And there's a lot of other crash courses in Google Ads. We've got some links on the materials we've sent with you. I definitely recommend spend a little time look at it just to help understand it. It's worth your time and investment of time and money. So here's what it is. It's going to give me, at the end, this is what I've summarized up for my ad. When I go to next, it's going to ask me for some payment information. I'll go in and create some payment information for my ad. Once I am done, then it's going to set it up and say, here we've looked at this. They go through a verification process, and you can see that here. They go through some of the information about your ads. They're going to review them. If they're good, then they will start running your ad, and you'll start seeing that advertisement come through. Now, if I go look at, let me see if I've got one I can flip to real quickly here. That ain't it. This one I think has some ads running for the prior site. Oh, that's this one. I'm going to update some stuff there. Let's go to this guy. Because then what you will see here is well, it's not picking. Oh, it's because it's on AdWords Express. I'm sorry. The other ones are on AdWords. So that is a key that you want to look at is by default, you're going to come through on AdWords Express. What you may want to do when you're setting stuff up is instead do Google AdWords. If I do this, and that is the difference when you log in. And Google's a little slow today, but basically, so when you log in, it's going to go through AdWords Express. I would actually recommend just go ahead and do that initially. Once you start learning a little bit more about it, once you've played with it, then pardon me while I correct a issue apparently with this little 404 error they're getting. But once you get going on your research, then you may want to go back and do like the full-blown AdWords. the Express is just going to walk you through stuff a little bit more. It makes it a little easier. You don't have to get into the details. It's definitely the way to start. To just, and again, just, you don't have to put a lot of money. Like you can see, you could do $3 or $4 a day, run it for 5 days, and it's going to allow you ability at any point to pause or stop. And what will happen is they'll charge you based on a certain threshold. I think they're up to now, typically it's about $300. So once it gets to, you've run $300 worth of ad, then they'll charge you, I think, or at the end of the month, whichever comes first. That is Google Ads. Go ahead and, like I said, read on it. That's a good thing to do for this, the next 2 days, is spend a little bit of time doing some research on Google Ads, play around with some of your, the content of them and the wording of your ads. You can put multiple ads together in a campaign, and what it'll do there is it will just essentially randomly try to pull, say if you have 3 different wordings of the ad, it'll randomly pull each of those depending on what wins a bid. And what you can do over time is you can see which one, you can do a comparison and see which one's getting the most conversions, which one's getting the most clicks, things like that. So that's AdWords. Crash course, 15 minutes is obviously, just getting started on it. But we will continue next week. We are 3 down, 1 to go to wrap this thing up. We'll get continue to get a little more deeper into turning this into a professional blogging site. Look at some of the tools and the things that you can do to, get yourself on well on your way. Hopefully at this point you're 21 days in, and hopefully you've done a couple of blog posts at least, starting to get into this habit of working on your business on a daily basis for at least 15 to 30 minutes. And we will let you get back to your day. Have a great one, and we will talk to you next time.